Hey guys, this is trigonometry solution to question 10 to 13. Okay, so any similar one that I've solved, I don't have to repeat it again. Okay, so of course you can just make use of the one I've solved earlier. But any new one that I've solved, any new one coming on board, I will touch it so that you can understand better. So for question 10, okay, I already know that this is Pythagoras triplet 5, 12, 13. If you're in a jam class or a jam exam, you don't need to just know that your answer is 13 straight if you're familiar with Pythagoras triplet. But for SSC sake, GCE sake, theory sake, for theory sake, okay, we'll just have to solve it for theory sake. So the first thing you say from to get your full mark from Pythagoras theorem, okay, always write it because in a normal marking scheme, there is for you to write this, there is a mark associated to it. So then after that, then you can now write the formula. Hypotenuse square equals opposite square plus what? Adjacent square. So you get your full mark. So you already know your opposite. Any side facing the angle is what? Opposite, which is what? 5 square. Plus you have your adjacent square, okay. So what is your 5 square? Your 5 square is what? 25. And the other one is 12 times 12. That is 1, that's 12. You can quickly do it so that if you don't know how to cram, that's that's 2. Or if you have your calculator, you can do that. That one is not a problem. That's 144. So this is 144 straight up. So after you get that, you can now add the value. This is for theoretical sake. But for objective, either in SSC, GC, or NECO, you can just go ahead if you know your Pythagoras triplets. But if you don't know it, just write your hypotenuse square, opposite square, so that you won't make mistake because it's not alpha, but what? How well. So it means at the end of the day, my hypotenuse here is what? 169. So therefore, what do? You multiply. This is symbol to multiply. Okay? Multiply through, okay, by the inverse of the power, by the inverse of power. Okay, multiplied through by the inverse of power. What is the inverse of the power of 2 here? Is 1 over 2. So it means that you have hypotenuse square. This is for the theory's sake. Inverse 1 over 2 multiplied through by the inverse of power, okay, equals what? 169 all raised by 1 over 2. And 1 over 2 is the same thing as what? Square root. 1 over 2 is the same thing as square root. So 2 we cancel 2 here. So you have hypotenuse equals what? Square root of 169. And square root of 169 is what? 13. It's as simple as that. You've gotten your hypotenuse. So from here, if this is a theoretical question, you will get your full mark. Multiplied through by the inverse of power. There is a mark associated to it, even if it is half, even if it is 1. So here, and I've done it, you get your full. So you now say, therefore, cos theta minus sine theta. What is my cos theta? K. That's adjacent over hypotenuse. Don't forget not to write it. You now say from so ka toa. Very important if it's a theoretical question. From so ka toa. So cos theta is what? K. That is adjacent over hypotenuse. That's 12 over 13 minus, what is my sine theta? That is so. That is opposite. What is my opposite? 5 over what? 13. Then this one is what? Is now what? 13. 13 divided by 13 is 1. This is LCM here. I'm looking for LCM. 13 divided by 13 is 1. 1 times 12 is what? 12. 13 divided by 13 is 1. 1 times 5 is what? 5. So this one is what? 7 over 13. It's as simple as that. So it's just like chin chin and pure water. So if I were the one, I already know my 13. I'll just go straight to this question and solve it. Now let's move to question 11. Find angle M. Okay. Let's say angle M here is what? Is what? X. Okay. Let me just say angle M there is what? X. Now look at it very well. The sum of angle in a triangle is what? 180. The sum of angle in a triangle is 180. So since you already know that, now say first you just say sum of angle in a triangle is 180 degree. So since you already know that, if it's a theoretical question, you need to write it. You now say therefore 60 degree plus 90 degree plus x equals what? 180 degree. It's as simple as that. And you must put your degree. If you did not put your degree, you'll be marked wrong if it's a theoretical question. But if it is objective, there's no need, since you have your objective, where you have to pick your answer. So from here, you now say that implies x equals what? 180 degree. 60 plus 90, that is what? 150. So that's minus 150 degree. Okay, I've told you, when positive is crossing equal sign, it's changed to negative. When 90, when plus 90 cross equal sign, it's changed to what? So 90 plus this is 150. So I jump one step there. So 150, that's to move to that side, it comes to what? Minus 150. Positive is moving to net, it's crossing equal sign, it will change to minus. So at the end of the day, it means it's what? 30 degree. It's as simple as that. So it means my x is what? 30 degree. Very simple. You see that all these things are changing and pure water. They are not hard at all. Okay. All you just need to do, go through all our trigonometric presentations or parts. Okay, from part one, part two, go through all of them. You'll be very good in mathematics. So we are not joking here. Okay. Now the same thing applies to sine 30. They've given you sine 30 degree to be half, cos 30 degree to be what? To be 3 over 2. What am I looking at here? I'm looking at this one. We already know that tan theta equals sine theta over what? Cos theta. A theoretical question. This is very important for you to mention. You now say that implies tan 30 degree equals what? Sine 30 degree over what? Cos 30 degree. So what is sine 30 degree? They're giving you sine 30 degree is what? Half divided by what is cos 30 degree? Cos 30 degree is what? Root 3 over what? Over 2. It's as simple as that. And I've told you, anything on the right hand side is the owner of the sign. Who is the owner of this division? Is root 3 over 2. So I want to change it to multiplication. It means that denominator will go up, numerator will come down. So which implies that half times what? 2 over what? Root 3. 2 we cancel what? We cancel 2. Okay, then it means that you have 1 over what? Root 3. This is sort. You go and look at your objective. If you see 1 over root 3, pick your answer. But if you now see root 3 over 3, this is sort form. You don't like sort to be in denominator. So what do? You rationalize. That implies 1 over root 3 will now be what? Root 3 over what? Root 3. So this one is what? Root 3. So 3 times 3, root 9. What's the square root of 9? 3. That's 3 over what? 3. So if you see this as part of this is more like the answer, because you don't leave short form in the denominator. But if you don't see this, you will see this. Very simple and what? And straightforward. Now, I intentionally jumped to this because this is a bit different from the one we've been doing. But I like it because it's not it's not hard, but it's also a bit technical. Look at it very well. Sine theta equals what? K. Find that theta. These are more like a kind of technical questions that you need to look at. You now say sine theta equals K, but you've been giving us value, value, value. How come it's now K this time? Very, very simple. What do you need to do? All you just need to do is that follow the normal procedure. So katoa. From so katoa. So you have from that so katoa. Okay. You have your sine theta equals that's opposite over what? Hypotenuse. Which means that, look at it very well, opposite. It means this k, this is same thing as what? Saying k over 1. Okay, anything over 1 is what? Is that thing. So it means that this opposite is my k here, my hypotenuse is 1. So this is the same thing as saying k over what? 1. It says sine theta equals k. So I can say k over 1 or k. It's still the same thing. So k over 1. So my hypotenuse invariably is 1. My opposite is what? K. So now the question I need to ask myself, what is my adjacent? I know my opposite to be k. I know my hypotenuse to be this. Very simple. All you just need to quickly do, just come here, use your Pythagoras theorem. From Pythagoras theorem, you already know it. I don't need to keep writing Pythagoras theorem. Okay? So you now say hypotenuse square, opposite square, plus what? Adjacent square. I don't know my adjacent, but I need my adjacent here for tan theta. That is TOA. Okay? So, but I need it. So what's my hypotenuse? My hypotenuse is what? 1 square. What is my opposite? Is what? K square plus what? Adjacent square. You see it now. Very simple. So it means that this is 1. Anything raised to 1 raised to power 2 is 1 times 1 is still 1. So 1 equals what? K square plus what? Adjacent square. So adjacent square equals what? That is 1 minus k square. You can see it now. It's not similar to the normal ones that you know. So what did I do? This is adjacent. This is positive. There's positive here, but we don't usually write it. So if positive is crossing equals sign, it's changed to what? Negative. That's why you see is what? 1 minus what? K square. So look at it now. This is still square. I will multiply by the inverse of the power. What is the power here? 2. What is the inverse of 2? 1 over 2. So it means that I will now have adjacent equals square root of 1 minus k square. You can see it now. That is my adjacent. Very simple. So I can now go ahead. What do I need to do? I will go ahead and introduce my tan theta. So from TOA, therefore, tan theta equals what? Opposite over adjacent. What is my opposite? My opposite is what? K. My adjacent is what? 1 minus what? K square. So you can see now, that is as easy as possible. Now, if you look at this very well, if you go to the option and you see this, just pick it. But if you go to the option and you see that they still eventually go ahead and rationalize, multiply by the what? Multiply the numerator and the denominator by the what you have at the denominator, which is this. Okay, I can multiply this with this so that at the end of the day, short form will go like the way I did the one for question 12. Okay, so it's as easy as that, and it's very, very simple. This is not the usual one that you know. That was why I had to jump to this. So please continue to like, continue to comment, invite your friends. Okay, because in our next topic we'll also be doing, though we have trigonometry too, but what I wanted to do is I don't want to bore you guys with trigonometry series. Okay, I'll also be just opposing it with another topic. So it could be circle geometry, it could be probability, it could be any topic. Okay, so that at the end of the day, we can have a smooth, a smooth presentation and a very interesting one. So thank you very much, and then continue to follow us on across all our social media. Cheers.